What is up guys, my name is Kameding and today I have a brand new video for you guys. This is my top survival tips to have you last and survive a little bit longer. Now I thought to make this video because as you know I recently released a new survival server which you can see on the top right of the screen. Click on that video if you don't know about that server yet. But it's a hardcore survival server and a lot of people on my Discord as well as in my YouTube comments and just people DMing me are saying that the server is too hard, that they can't survive, that they're just dying right away. Well, this is a little one-on-one survival telling you guys the easiest way to survive, maybe giving you guys a little pointers, some tips on how to survive much more longer and how to be much more safe. So let's just get right into this, boys. My first thing that I do have to say is always have bandages on hand. It's really not hard to make, and I see a ton of people saying there's no medicines. How can I find medicines? Because on my server, True Survival, loot spawns are down. They're not as high as what they usually are. So it's harder to find loot, so it's harder to find medicine and stuff like that. Make bandages. If you find any clothing item, which you'll find at literally every single town, you'll find at camping grounds, you'll find at farms, you'll find at just cities in general, you'll find clothes easily at certain places and just scrap the clothes. If you don't know how to scrap, it's very easy. Just right click the clothing, click scrap, it turns into cloth. Turn those cloths into bandages. It takes 2 cloths for a rag, 2 rags for a bandage, and 2 bandages for a dressing. And just like that, there are your meds. It stops the bleeding and it gives you a little bit of HP. And this is what you need to survive, because without these bandages, without these dressings and rags, you're just gonna die. Because if you get hit by a zombie or get shot by a player, just like that, you're gonna bleed out and you're done. So you need to always 100% have bandages on hand. And if you don't have any more bandages, make that your #1 priority. Next up, make a bedroll. Now this only takes 9 cloth to make. It's very easy to make a bedroll. All you have to do is go to your crafting, have 10 cloth, which like I said, scrap your clothes, and there you go, you have a bedroll, and that is all you really need. And honestly, with this, you might not even need to have bandages. It's very easy to use this. First off, you can use this as a safety precaution, and if you're going into a city, just in case, because you don't want to die from zombies, you can place it outside the town and claim it. So just in case if you're looting and you accidentally die, you can easily just press home and you can spawn right back where you are and get your loot easily. And it's easily salvageable and you can just use it over and over again. The second reason, and I think the more important reason why this is good, is if you're bleeding out and oh no, there's a crisis, you didn't listen to my first tip and you have no more bandages on hand. What am I gonna do? I'm bleeding, I have 10% health. You gotta real fast place that bedroll and claim it. And there you go, you are fine, you're good to go. Even if you're bleeding, you're perfectly fine because you have that bed, no worries, just let yourself die and respawn, you'll have 100% health once again. Like I said, bedrolls are very good and I never see anyone use them. Use it as a checkpoint. It's very good, guys, not just for your base, it's a checkpoint, think of it that way. Next up is avoid crawlers at all costs. Now if you don't know, crawlers are the zombies that crawl on the ground. They're very slow, but they hit very hard. On my server, people have been complaining that the crawlers are just super overpowered, and if they hit you, you're basically dead because it gets you knocked down to 50% health and you're gonna be bleeding, so you're gonna die. And if you don't have any bandages, you're gonna die. So first off, go up to my #1 tip and have bandages on hand at all costs. But #2, just avoid these crawlers. Crawlers are not fast and they're easily avoidable. Just run away from them or literally walk away from them because your walk will be faster than their crawl. It's in common sense. You're faster than them, so don't let them get to you. Don't even try to fight them. It's not worth it. You are easily able to kill them if you have a melee weapon by just hitting them in the head and they'll be stunned, and just repeatedly click until they are dead by hitting them and stunning them in the head. But if you don't want to risk that, just avoid them. It's very easy, and just like that, zombies got a whole lot easier. And my second zombie tip is don't be too scared of sprinters. On my server, sprinters do 15% of your health, and my server has zombies hitting more powerful than normal. Like I said, sprinters are not scary. They don't hit hard, and all you have to do is hit them in the head to stun them. If you can time it right, you can do it without them hitting you. But if you can't time it right, it's still alright. They can hit you once. As long as you hit that head and stun them, they won't hit you again. So okay, they did that one tap for 15% of your damage. They didn't make you bleed. You're fine. Just bandage up, and if you don't have a bandage right now, it's alright. They only did 15% of your health. Like I said, it's no worries. Sprinters should be none of your concern. They're the least of your worry. People get really scared of them because they can run at you and sprint at you, but they're not scary. Hit them in the head and just forget about them. They hit you once, whatever. Small hits, who cares? My next pointer is cars. Now, another reason why a lot of people are saying my server is too hard is that every single time they find a vehicle, which are of course very rare in Unturned, and they find a vehicle, it just gets destroyed after maybe 1 hour on the server. Because when someone sees a vehicle, what do? If you see a vehicle locked, what do? You destroy it. I would too. It's locked. I can't use it. You might as well destroy it so a new one can spawn. It makes sense why people do that. If you find a car and you don't want it to be just destroyed, a good idea is to build around it. It's not a bad idea at all. If you're about to log off, make some wooden plates, which is easily done with 4 logs, and just build around the car, making it that much harder to explode it. And trust me, a lot of people won't go out of their way just to break your car, because then they have to break through that plate, and it's going to take them a whole lot more time. On top of that, another thing you can do is actually build the plates right on the car. So it's a portable blocker on that car. No worries at all. Even if you're driving and someone shoots at your car, you're a lot more safe now. Also, your windows are already blocked up, so they can't shoot you when you're driving. Everything's good to go. When you log off, you don't have to worry about placing plates because they're already on the car. They are already adding extra protection. That's just my 2 cents so your car doesn't get destroyed so fast. Fortify it. Fortify that car. And lastly, I want to bring up one thing that I did a very long time ago on a video. Makeshift rifles. They are so much better than what people think. And I do have a video in the top right. Click on it if you haven't. It's a whole makeshift rifle guide that shows you how good this gun is. I'm just going to go briefly on it. It does do 88 damage to that head, meaning it's basically a one-shot kill. If someone is shooting at you, just try to hit them in that head, and just right there they do 88 damage and makes them bleed. If they have no bandages, just like that, they are dead. And that person who was trying to KOS you didn't know what just happened. They just got killed by a makeshift gun. This is very easy to build and everything. Like I said, check out the video if you haven't. It will teach you everything about makeshift rifles, and it's a good gun. It's literally as good as a Hawkhound, as good as a Schofield, and the best thing about it, it has craftable ammo, so you will never run out of ammo as long as you have metal scrap. Just use the makeshift rifle, guys. I don't see it used enough, and on servers like mine, which is a hardcore server, just use the makeshift rifle. It should be your #1 gun, because people say guns don't spawn enough. Boys, there's a gun right there. Just make it. Very, very easy, and will let you survive a whole lot longer. Now, I hope that you guys, the survivors, last a couple more days than what you did before. Anyways, my name is Kameding, and I am out of here. And until next time, I will see you guys later.